fight commentary breakdowns here. We have a guy training in Cai Li Fo, aka Choy Lay Fut. His name is Blake the Blade Griffin. So we'll call him Kung Fu fighter because it's hard to say Cai Li Fo. This is a Muay Thai fighter. He's fighting a Muay Thai fighter named, I believe, Caleb. Australian Kung Fu versus Australian Muay Thai. See, he even has Cai Li Fo tattooed. That's how much he commits to it. So, it's Muay Thai rules. You even hear I love the music. Ooh, throwing kicks back at each other. I would say Cai Li Fo is top three Chinese martial arts. It's been around for a while. So, woo, look at that. All right. Oh. So the announcer saying lock, you mean a plum? Or a whatever. So they're still being fairly careful. It's the beginning of the round, right? Oh, that was great. Okay, I'm gonna turn off their commentary. I like my commentary better. Front kicks. I love the front kick. I think it's got a little bit of a Muay Thai influence. Oof. Our red. Ooh, good kick by blue. No, red overextends his punches a little, man. Being the shorter fighter, I don't blame him, right? When you spar taller people, there's a tendency to want to overextend because you feel like you can't reach them. So, of course, the anecdote to that is just to get in, but much easier said than done, especially if Blake, our Kung Fu fighter, is very good at push kicks and kicks in general. His legs are thin, but that means if he hits you with any kind of shin kick, it'll hurt. It's bone, right? It's more, no muscles protecting. It's just bone. Looks like he accidentally hit him. I don't think that happens all the time, man. Happens all the time. It was not intentional. So that is a question I want to leave for you guys. How many times have you guys been hit down there? Is it one? Is it two? Is it too many to count? That's a cool tattoo. So we'll just jump forward. Okay, here they go. Oh, end of the round. Okay, next round. So, Blake, our Kung Fu fighter's moving forward. Nice. Okay. Oh, yeah, you gotta, if you miss the kick or whatever, you gotta turn quicker, right? Face the enemy. All right, it's back in clinch range. Little uppercut. It's hard to have a singular uppercut. Usually uppercuts are in a sequence. You don't lead with them. So I think Blake's not going to do that again. He could, but Blake's, he's got the longer reach, right? So maybe in his case, the uppercut might, if you just throw it without setting up with something. Oh, great. Very great on just those kicks, man. Those pushing kicks. Keeping our shorter fighter at bay. It's frustrating sparring a taller guy, man. Or in this case, fighting a taller guy. Also, a taller guy that's southpaw. It's kind of most shorter people's worst nightmares because we're not used to fighting southpaw people, and they got longer reach. So Blake's good at getting his head off center line when he punches. I noticed that. Oh, great. Muay Thai pump. Oh, he's chasing him. Our red Muay Thai fighter kind of did the thing where he kind of ran away, almost turned his back a little too long, and he paid for that in that exchange. Oof. Ooh, he needs to recover right now. Get out of the pocket. Ugh, he's dropping his hands a little bit too when he kicks. Oh. I think Blake fell or something. I don't know what happened there. I wonder, to my Aussie viewers and my Kiwi viewers, do Australians and New Zealanders, do you guys have a rivalry at all, or are you guys really close? Like, for example, are there what do you call it, inter-Oceania tournaments, like Australia versus New Zealand type of things where you guys fight each other. Now, third round. Here they go. Whoa, I love that, man. This is the third thing. I think it's the third time our Blake has engaged in the clinch, and trying to punch over is not the right way to get out of the clinch. Woo! That kick to the face. So for the shorter guy, he can't just punch over the clinch. He's got to. That's not a very effective thing in the clinch. If you're shorter, I mean, you can fight the clinch, right? Try to clinch him. Oh man, this is like me every time I spar. Most of my sparring partners are way taller than me. I feel the shorter guy's pain, man. I feel it so much right now. You just feel helpless. I get it, but there's a lot of things that the shorter guy could exploit in the taller guy, and the problem is you play into the taller guy's game, and that's how you lose. Yeah, keep working those angles. Keep working those angles. Don't be afraid of throwing push kicks yourself, man. So the other question for you guys is how much Kung Fu do you see in this? Because I see mostly Muay Thai. I see some Kung Fu, but I think the Kung Fu, the fighter is probably only using about 10 to 20% Kung Fu. It's mostly Muay Thai. So for those of you watching, do you see more Muay Thai? Do you see more Kung Fu than I'm seeing, or do you see about 10 to 20%? It's probably more towards the 10% the 20%, but it is in between 10 to 20%. Certain punches I see him throw that are more CLF, Cai Li Fo. So of course they're definitely going to give this to blue corner. They're going to give this to Blake. Yeah, it's going to be Blake. So Kung Fu guy won. I wanted to see this one too. This is another match that is a year before this. So this was Blake again in blue, going up against a Muay Thai fighter. All right, so this Muay Thai guy is much more aggressive right now. Dude, we see that even a year before the fight, we saw our blue, aka our Kung Fu guy, Blake, has been training the clinch a lot. So he's negating this Muay Thai guy's aggression with a lot of angles. So that's good on him. And clinch. So angles and clinch seems to be the answer when someone is more aggressive. See, in the previous fight, Blake, our Kung Fu guy, was much more aggressive, right? But in this one, this Muay Thai guy he's fighting is much more aggressive. I guess I take that back, man. He led with an uppercut, which didn't work in the previous match, or technically it was the match after this, but it worked in this one. I saw him connect with a uppercut. He didn't set it up or anything. So it's going to get broken up, yeah. If they're just stalling, it's going to get broken up. Good referee. Wow, this Muay Thai guy's much more aggressive. Interesting. But, you just have to take the barrage, right? That was Kung Fu. That was very Cai Li Fo. So, that was pretty good, man. Right? Sometimes if he barrages you, just cover up. Don't panic, right? Cover up, just absorb the blows, but, you have padded gloves there for a reason. And then when he's done, you attack back, which Blake, our Kung Fu guy's doing very well. So he has him in the pocket now. This might get separated. I think it's going to get separated if they keep doing this. Referee's thinking about it. Yeah, referee's going to separate it. Separate it. Well, it was 2 minutes. End of the... So, again, Muay Thai guy coming in aggressive. It's pretty cool to see how our Kung Fu fighter handles two different types of fighters. Actually, in this in this round, our Kung Fu fighter is much more aggressive. Blake in blue is much more aggressive. His weapon, the clinch, seems to be working very well, man. Trying to catch the kick a little bit harder than it looks to catch a kick. His opponent working the angles too, which is really good, right? Working around, you see. Oof, nice push kick. Now you're in the pocket. Blake trying to take advantage of the pocket. I think if I were the referee, I'm going to go separate it soon. I think they got separated by the referee. Yeah, put in the center. That was good reffing. Maybe good refereeing's too subjective, but he's reffing like how I would ref. So I'm just saying it's good, even though I don't know anything about reffing. But both of them, oh, that was a pretty powerful kick. It's deceiving, right? This Blake guy, his legs are so skinny, but, you know, when you're kicking someone and it's just bone hitting them, sometimes, like, a lot of you know I have a lot of muscle on my leg, and that's not necessarily a good thing. It also makes my legs a bigger target. So, if someone looks like they skipped leg day, but they're a kickboxer or a Muay Thai fighter, that's a great spinning back fist. If they're a kickboxer or a Muay Thai fighter and it looks like they skipped leg day, don't make fun of them because, you know, you don't want to eat any of those kicks. So that was the end of the second round. So here's the last round. Oof. Leading with a power kick, huh? Not a big fan of that. Set that up with something, man. So ref tells him to separate. Oh, again, it's Blake as a southpaw fighting against an orthodox. Man, as an orthodox fighter, not only should you train southpaw, but you should also train against southpaw people. Because it seems like both these guys suffered from fighting against southpaw. They kind of didn't know what to do. The previous guy we watched even more than this guy. This guy, I think, really put up a fight. This guy in red. But man, Blake using his push kicks very well. I think that's one thing. If I'm ever sparring Blake, I'm going to remember his push kicks, man. Practice your push kicks, people. Because if you do it fast, the other person literally can't see it, right? It's like your jab. It's like your kick jab, basically. If you throw a push kick fast, the other person, especially if he's aiming towards your head, will come in and then the kick will literally push him back. And then he's like, oh yeah, that's right. There's a kick there. Good. Switching levels, man. Kick low. That's good, what Blake was doing. Kick at the thighs. Kick at the calves. So switch it up, which Blake has connected a few times with that spinning hammer fist or spinning back fist, man. That's great. Well, we know this goes to Blake. Blake won this. I probably only saw about 5% Kung Fu in this, but that's only because this is a little far away. I probably didn't get to see the action as closely as I wanted, but 5 to 10% Kung Fu. I'll be generous, 5 to 10%, even though I really think it was only about 5%. I saw maybe 1 or 2 Kung Fu things. That's all. The previous one, I saw a little bit more Kung Fu, but that's because it was close enough I could see some of his punches. Some of his punches seemed more Kung Fu-y than Muay Thai. So, good job, Blake, man. I messaged you. If you ever see this, Blake, or you're a friend of Blake's, I messaged you. I said I want to interview you. See? Right here. I messaged you. So if you see this, please let me know. I'd love to talk to you. Blake hasn't uploaded anything on his channel for a while. It's been 7 years, so I don't know. Oh, he went to Wudang. That's pretty cool. This was Fight Commentary Breakdowns. Thank you, Blake. If you ever see this, I want to encourage you, if you're not in martial arts anymore, I want to encourage you to get back into it. This is it, man. Fight Commentary Breakdowns.